Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove on this beautiful, beautiful Monday for your daily Bitcoin and Chainlink analysis video. Yes, we'll be covering them both today, Bitcoin as well as Chainlink. But hey, since we close a weekly candle, we're gonna try to keep this on the higher time frames, especially for Bitcoin. But then again, Bitcoin is doing some things interesting on the lower time frame, so perhaps we'll take a gander at the 12-hour as well as the 4-hour, but I don't want to spend too much time on there because hey, we want to do the mango way, we want to do the stress-free way for the easier trades, guys. I always recommend newer traders to keep it to the higher time frames. Like, look at this over here on the 4-day as well as the 2-day, guys. If you're using the research dashboard over here, the mango dashboard, look at the gains, 31%. Now, yes, you could trade the 4-hour and the 12-hour, take more frequent trades, and perhaps be more optimal. And perhaps you would have gotten even better returns than 31%. But do you need better than 31% when you get to take your trade all the way back in October 22nd and sit back, do nothing, and just watch the profits come in, right? Think about it, guys. Even low leverage like 3x would have 2x'd your capital, right? So this is why I always advocate newer traders to stick to the higher time frame, because it makes you take less decisions, less trades, less room to make mistakes. By the way, the Mango Research Dashboard is available at app.mangoresearch.co. There is a free version, completely free, as well as a premium version for those of you who are just trading casually and for a hobby, just to keep a track of what is going on. For example, the free version is something that you would be more interested in. The filtering, the favorites, the alerts is a lot easier to use than other applications. Cough cough, coinmarketcap.com has been so slow, so frustrating to use recently. Alright, so with that being said, let's just jump right into it. Bitcoin over here, we're gonna start with the weekly time frame, and my oh my, isn't this a gorgeous sight? Let's go ahead and turn on our horizontals really quickly, and this is pretty much an update on what we've been discussing for the longest time, right? I drew all of these lines over here, right? In fact, there's some diagonals missing that we will go ahead and put them back. But what was I saying? We drew these lines like what? Weeks and weeks ago, right? And all we had to do was be patient. We talked about how it is very likely that this zone over here is going to be an accumulation zone, even though every bear was looking for that break towards the downside. And guys, the bears have been just getting pummeled. They were bearish over here, we broke towards the upside. They were bearish over here, we broke towards the upside. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should always be bullish on every single asset. That's not what I'm saying at all. If you guys have been watching for a while, you guys know that I was bearish underneath the 6,600 mark, right? I was bearish right up until that 6,600 to 7,000 region, until we broke past it on the 4-day time frame, closed above it, and I flipped to a bull, right? That's what Mango is about. If this, then that. Being bearish because you're stubborn is a recipe for disaster. I am seeing people be egotistically bearish this entire ride towards the upside, and it is freaking sad to watch. Some people that should know better by now are still watching this go up and trying to short every single bounce like they are kings of the trend. No, you do not play against the trend for this very reason, because you will be giving your BTC away to people like me who will gladly take it away from the stubborn market participants who only are trying to prove a point instead of being actual traders. By the way, guys, just to be very clear, I am not in a trade right now. Remember, I did close my trade out going into the election day. I followed my rules, no regrets about that whatsoever. Bitcoin did keep going ever since then, so I wasn't part of this entire move over here. Well, other than my spot positions. So I'm in no... When I say I'm in no trade, right, I'm in no leverage trade whatsoever. I'm in no Ethereum leverage trade. I'm in no Bitcoin or Chainlink leverage trade. But I do have my long-term like my forever spot Bitcoin trade, my long-term Ethereum trade, and my long-term Chainlink trade, right? As you guys are very, very aware of. So when I say I'm not in any trade, I am 99.9% of the time referring to leverage trades. I'm not in any leverage trade. And you know what? This is something I do want to touch on, all right? Especially going into this bull market. Guys, you have the option to not trade in a bull market and still make money, make a lot of money, right? Even if you hadn't touched your Bitcoin position, touched any trade opportunity from Bitcoin from 10,000 all the way up to 15,000, $16,000 now, you would have been making $6,000 per Bitcoin that you own, all right? But trying to short into it and losing Bitcoin while Bitcoin goes up is you losing your Bitcoin while also losing the opportunity of making money while doing nothing, right? So always think about that notion. Ask yourself, hey, I can either one, take a trade I'm not completely certain of, or two, do it the mango way at all times. And the first question I ask is, isn't the stress-free option right now for me to sit down, and if Bitcoin goes up, I make money anyways, I don't need to FOMO, the stress-free way, make money either way by doing nothing, doing less, right? Always doing less is the better option. If you can choose a route where you can do less, guys, that should always be the more preferred route. If you can get more by doing less, that should be your preferred route. And in the bull market, that's what you guys can do. So your goal should always be, hey, I want to take the easy, stress-free trades. I don't want to force any trades. And taking this trade over here, trying to short somewhere around 13,000 was a hard trade. Regardless of whether you, whatever your opinion was on the presidential elections, the overall markets, blah, 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 it was a very difficult trade, especially if you're trading Bitcoin as your underlying, right? I'm talking about leverage trades here again, guys. Even if you're trading spot, by the way, which I don't think you should be trading your spot Bitcoin the way most people do, you know, selling into the market and buying it back. That's a very, very an amateur approach and a very unsafe approach, right? Leverage trading exists to actually make your life easier, and two, make your life safer. People misunderstand it. They use leverage to make their lives riskier, but no. Crypto has enough risk. You do not need leverage to make your life riskier in crypto. So anyways, enough of the rant. Let's go ahead and actually talk about some analysis now. Bitcoin just closed the weekly, and what are we doing? Let's go ahead and actually get a fresh chart, okay? A fresh chart, because I want to talk about some things that are very, very important, okay, in terms of this clean horizontals. Let's zoom out over here, and what have we done that is pretty significant? Well, we can go ahead and mark out the key levels right over here, right? The $16,000 level that we talked about just going into the weekend. We saw that bullish divergence on the daily chart. Okay, guys, I'm not going to go over today. I don't want to, at least, because this video will take too long. Please go ahead and watch the videos going into the weekend. You guys will learn a lot. Everybody was focused on the bearish divergence. Everyone was looking at the bearish divergence and ignoring the bullish divergence that was forming. And the bearish divergence hadn't even triggered yet. It was a potential bearish divergence, really weak at that too, but people focused and tunneled on that. Why? Because bears gotta be bears, because they want to prove a point that they're right about Bitcoin dumping. They would try to be right at 8,000, they try to be right at 10,000, they try to be right at 11,000. Each time, bounce, 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 bounce. The edge just wasn't there. And look at the edge that the bulls were gaining. So we saw that bullish divergence. Why? Because at Mango, we aren't blind. We look at the big picture and we said, hey, while everybody else might be expecting a rejection over here, a pullback towards 12,000, we got to get ready for the possibility for that move to 16,000. And then we can start looking for signs of weakness. And if you guys were watching the weekend stream, if you managed to catch the weekend stream, you guys know exactly, right, what happened over here. We were looking at this structure over here, right, and this is where it gets so insidious, right? This is where it gets so insidious, and this is again what separates us from every other community that trades only one specific style. We do not say no to any style, right? We look at the holistic picture, we look at every style. And while pattern traders probably got too focused on this being a bull flag, and we were talking about this in the stream, right? We specifically spent a good 15 minutes on this very topic, where I said, hey guys, do you think this is a bull flag? We talked about it, we discussed it, we brainstormed it, and my opinion was, nope, this little move over here, the fact that we took out this low over here, right, regardless of the buyback after, is making me bearish on this, and I want no part of this. And I was looking for that pullback, and we got it. Now this is where it gets really interesting. I was, if I was looking to be a buyer, which I do not buy this, by the way, if I was looking to be a buyer, I would have bought over here. Okay, I would have been buying at around 14,000. Bitcoin got front runned. Okay, in my opinion, this was a clear front run of the 14,000 level, the key psychological level too. If you guys remember, Krisha was talking about the 14K level. We were talking about the 14K level, this breakout zone that led to the 16,000 region. For me, it was more like 13,850-ish. Krisha was looking at 14K, and that's important, guys. This is why the different perspectives coming in from Mango, right, is so key, because that psychological level is how a lot of people are going to be trading. And you can see how the psychological level got front run over here, and the psychology of what happened after, what transpired, is very, very important. Going into the weekend, how Bitcoin reacted was actually surprising for me, right? This move all the way to retest this structure, not even to put a lower high and then come back down, right? To retest this entire structure immediately after the dump was like, whoa, this is going to be an interesting day. And now we are back at that 15,800 region. Where do we test exactly? 15,860, right? Pretty much 16K back again, guys. This is so strong. So this was really interesting. For those of you caught the stream and managed to actually take this trade opportunity, good for you, right? I missed it myself. I was actually looking to take a trade over here, at least for a quick bounce. I would probably close mine over here, to be honest. I would probably close my trade over here, but I missed it completely because it got front run and I did not want to chase it. But going back on now on over to the weekly, what is it next that we're looking for? Okay, let's go ahead, delete everything, remove drawings, mark this again at 16K. The key levels, guys, now it's going to be 20,000 if we can crack it. Okay, if we can crack it. However, if we don't crack it, now we can go ahead and look at this high right over here at around 13,800, right? We've been talking about it, adjust it a little bit to get back to 14,000. If we see, again, weakness over here at around that 16,000 region, let's bring it back down to 16,000. Psychological 16, this is close enough. Then we can look towards this being a bounce area, like we talked about on Friday's video. We do not want to be losing this, not on the daily, not on the 4-day, and especially not on the weekly. The fact that we reclaimed it, held it now, and we're not even seeing that weekly candle. We're seeing a strong weekly candle with the potential for continuation. This is strong. If we take out this high over here, this weekly high, then it becomes even that much more important as to what we do next. Because if we take out the high and see a rejection almost immediately, then I'm going to be looking for this move to around 13,000, perhaps even lower. However, if we see the high being taken out along with a 12-hour or even 2 4-hour candles close above that high, oh boy, then we are looking for that test to 20,000. Yes, guys, you can be looking at the higher time frames and keep your life this simple. If you guys do remember, we were taking our trades based off the monthly, the 10,600 region that we were looking for, right? That was based on the monthly. That's how we were able to take our trade from around here, guys. Okay, 10,600 region. All the way over here. Yes, I closed it early, but hey, no regrets, followed my rules. There are billions, zillions of trade opportunities that will always come if you're holding on to your spot Bitcoin and not giving it away to the market by being emotional and chasing trades. You are making money anyways, but we already talked about that. So that's Bitcoin on the lower time frames, on the higher time frames. Let's go ahead and look at it on the 4-day now, right? The 4-day is really, really important. I do want to quickly remind you guys, for this, I'll actually switch on over to BLX, right? The Ichimoku. Right, we've been talking about this for the longest time. Always in somewhere around here when the cloud flipped green, we're like, hey, guys, weekly cloud green. For those of you guys who are on the C program and have watched the new Ichimoku module, you guys know how key this was, right? You guys know how this set up bullish bias. We looked for that move down towards a Tenkin. The Kijun was too far away. Historically, Bitcoin broke past the cloud, came down, tested the Tenkin and the Kijun. Here, things were more in equilibrium than over here. Well, of course, over here, we did not have COVID. So over here, we did have COVID, so things got kind of out of whack, lost equilibrium. But look at this. Bullish TK cross, broke above the cloud, pulled back into the Tenkin, found equilibrium again, and continuation. And boy, oh boy, is that good continuation. Same story over here. Yes, this was more prolonged. Yes, this was more dragged out. Are we going to be seeing a more pumpy bull market? Ooh, I don't want to get too excited for that. If this, then that. That's how we do it at the Mango community. Hey, we may see pullbacks. We are going to see pullbacks. The question is, how deep are these pullbacks going to be? With everything that's happening, with the world set the stage for Bitcoin, are the pullbacks going to be as volatile as people expect, or are the up moves going to be volatile while the down moves get picked up, front run, like we saw that 14K region got front run, leaving me in the dust? Oh well, we'll get more opportunities, and hey, 20,000 is what we're looking at next. Now let's go back on over to the 4-day. We spent a lot of time on the weekly today. Man, oh man, Bitcoin is getting exciting. And here we are on the 4-day time frame. Let's zoom out because there are two key levels that we were looking at. There was one right over here around 12,500-ish. We broke that, retested, saw the continuation, and there's one over here that we can go ahead and mark out that we are coming and testing as we speak, and that is that key 16,000 region. But hey, if you guys have been following the videos, okay, I know none of you guys have access to the Mango Dynamic, but I was screaming it out loud to you guys, okay? This level over here, remember, each one of these candles, okay, is a 4-day candle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10 candles, right? So let's say around 40 days, I said, hey guys, if we close a 4-day candle above here, right, you guys had the time to mark down this level. That is the big trade opportunity. Remember guys, the dashboard is based off this Mango Dynamic. We made a ton of money trading the Mango Dynamic on the altcoins a few months ago, and it has been just as good on Bitcoin. Of course, I traded on the higher time frames, the 2-day, the 4-day, but the 12-hour too, everything, right? The point I'm trying to make over here is that everybody comes to these videos looking for the quick answer, but usually the answers are embedded deeper into the videos, or perhaps in the middle of the video. You just gotta do the work, do the homework, take down notes, and those people who have been doing that, not only do they learn faster, but they are being profitable a lot more faster. And by the way, if you're just starting off trading, do not expect to be profitable right off the bat. That's you being extremely entitled. This is a profession that gives you freedom from a boss, gives you the opportunity to make lots of money, right? Lots of money, but it comes at a cost. It's not going to be easy. Okay? A lot of times, you losing money should be not a lot. This is the truth of it. You losing money to the market is the cost of education. That's how you should be looking at it, guys. And that's why I always say start trading with a very, very low account size, because you're likely going to lose. Even if you know all the technicalities of what to do, you won't do it because you will get in your own way. Don't make the mistakes I made. Don't make the mistakes that so many other traders have made. Learn from all of our mistakes. Learn from our mistakes. No other community will tell you this, guys. I'm telling you that you are going to be your biggest obstacle, right? All this teaching that I'm telling you, that's the first step. The second step is you figuring yourself out, okay? Because trading is, the technical analysis, guys, is easy. Once you have all the information, right, it's really, really easy. But it's actually executing that's hard. So first step, learn the actual technical analysis in a structured way. Second step is figure yourself out in a structured way. Third step is the execution. So getting to the execution comes after the first two steps. All right, so 4-day, again guys, those two key levels that we already just marked. I'll go ahead and undo so my levels come back. No, they did not come back. I'll go ahead and mark them out again for you guys really, really quickly. Again, we're looking at one over here. Next level around 20,000. This level right over here that we just talked about is at 12,500-ish. We broke, oh, did I just mark it wrong? Yeah, I did. It's over here. So by the way, if you guys have, you guys don't have, only a couple of you have access to the Mango Dynamic, but you guys can use the flats of the Mango Dynamic as support and resistance, right? That's the entire point of it being a dynamic indicator. It works as both your support and resistance line as well as a trend indicator. And right over here, guys, we had a key level that you can adjust to these highs over here that we broke towards our upside, closed above it, right? Retested, and we're seeing the drive up. Now this is where it's really interesting on the 4-day. Any move down to this region over here, you're seeing the Mango Dynamic along with the blue dots bunch up over there, as well as this horizontal, right? This region over here is going to be a nice buy opportunity for me. That's coming in around 13,000, okay, in terms of a trend. So remember, we are looking at $14,000 as a key support level, right? Key psychological level and key support level. But that doesn't mean that we can't wick down. We can have a wick up to like 500 to, hey, even $1,000, right? In fact, what is this wick over here? This, oh my god, okay, this is the perfect example. This wick over here, guys, is a good $1,100. Start expecting this, okay? Look at this candle. The structure of this candle over here isn't too bad. Yes, it's not the prettiest, but it's not too bad. Yet the wick alone is $1,000. We're going to see more and more of this. There's going to be a time where Bitcoin is going to have a candle like this, a nice full-bodied candle with a wick just like this. Oops, I drew that wrong. It's TradingView picking where I draw my lines now. I'm trying to draw it over here. It's actually doing that. Is my magnet on? Okay, but you guys know what I mean, right? It's going to be a small wick like this, okay? Small wick like this, and that's going to be $1,000, $500 to $1,000, and one day it's going to be $1,000. Anyways, enough of the Bitcoin bull in me. You guys can see I'm excited, and hey, who isn't excited at times like this? So we're looking at this region over here, guys, around 13,200-ish to around 12,500 as a buy opportunity. That would be a very, very comfortable, stress-free trade for me, because if we close underneath, if we close a 4-day candle underneath this, I'll simply get out. I'll take the loss and I'll get out of my trade. I'll try for another trade later. Remember, you're not going to win every single trade, but in the long run, if you follow your rules, you will be profitable. So that's the mango way, guys. Do what you will with it. You can ignore it, or you can take it to heart and change your life for the better. So is that enough for Bitcoin? Do you guys want to look at the lower time frames? Yes, you guys do. So we're going to have to switch on over to our Coinbase chart yet again. And is that Coinbase? Yes, that's Coinbase. Let's go ahead and look at the 12-hour. What's going on over here? Ashok on the Grove told me that, hey, we made a new 12-hour high, and we actually did. So what's the first step that we're looking for, guys? We're looking for the next 12-hour candle to confirm above here. Okay, right now we're seeing the dip into it. We're seeing this as a possible buy opportunity. If you're mega bullish, I am not looking to buy this right now. However, if we do close another 12-hour candle above this region over here, things are going to get really interesting. 2 12-hour candle closes is going to entail a break as well as a confirmation that could lead to continuation, especially now if we take out this high. So taking out this high now at 15,999 is going to be very, very key. Is this horizontal over here lining up with the daily horizontal as well? It is very likely the case, but does it? Oh my god, it's going to be okay. So now it's definitely what I'm looking for, guys. This daily candle close lining up with the 12-hour candle close that we just marked out. Okay, as you can see, we've closed the 12-hour, but we've not closed the daily above that. So if you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can look for the daily candle close above this region, as well as a confirmation on the daily, or this high being taken out. And what does that line up with? That lines up with a more bullish scenario of the 12-hour having 2 candle closes with this high being taken out, right? So if we can see the 12-hour close its next candle above this region over here at 5,614, and then the third 12-hour candle, okay, which is going to line up with tomorrow, take out this high, we are going to have that scenario with the daily closing above this 5,700 region with the next daily candle taking out this high over here, and that's a nice trade opportunity for continuation towards the upside. And what would we be looking at next? You guys don't want me to say it. You guys do not want me to say it, but leave a comment down below if you guys know the answer. All right, so that is on the daily. And is there anything else I want to look at? No, we're going to stick to higher time frames today. Perhaps do a quick stream in the morning tomorrow. I may start doing that again. I used to do that last year, do quick videos in the morning to just give an update on the lower time frames. Hey, I may do it, but it is going to be a hectic week for me. I have a lot of admin stuff to do this week. Anyways, let's go on over to Link USD. What's going on over here? Ooh, I do want to give you guys an update on something that we did talk about. We are looking at this rising wedge, right? And when we did look at this, there was something specific I talked about. It was, I think, 2 videos ago on Link. This was before we even broke this region over here, right? This is before we broke this region over here. I think we were sitting somewhere around here on the 12-hour time frame. And I said, guys, okay, breaking this over here is going to be bearish, yes, and we were looking for that move down towards this region over here. We were hoping for it to hold this low over here, right? That's where I would have been. If we lost this over here and we lost this horizontal as well, especially on the weekly, I would have been that would have been a little bit painful for me. As you guys know, I have a long-term Link position against the Bitcoin pairing, but hey, the USD pairing matters. It's going to matter more and more now, by the way, moving forward. So what are we looking over here to turn the scenario around, though, for our bullish buys, considering we are on a bull trade, right? What are we looking for? It was exactly this scenario, right? We talked about how there are scenarios where you're going to see a rising wedge or rising channel, a break, a U, and then the break towards the upside of the channel. We said, hey, this scenario here, the U and the break back into the channel and breaking above, is a very, very bullish scenario. Let's keep an eye out for that, but it is wishful thinking. We'll wait for it to happen. And what do you know, guys? It's not happened entirely just yet, but we have the U into the formation again. Okay, let me just go ahead and delete all the drawings. Look at what happened here, guys. Look at what happened. We U'd into the formation. Oopsies. We U'd into the formation, broke, retested it here, showing that the structure is being respected still. Boom, to the top of the channel, retested the bottom of the channel, still respecting it. And now, can we get that retest towards the $17 to $18 level? If we see that, then boy, I'll be looking for the higher low next, and then a break of this region, possibly. That's when I start being a mega link bull again. I'm still a link bull because I'm in a link bullish trade, but I'm not that excited about link. I'm more excited about Bitcoin right now, right? Okay, so don't want to spend too much time on link, so I'm gonna go quickly back onto the link BTC chart and give you guys an update on this trade over here, which is what we've been trading again. So which is the foundation on which we took our long-term trade. It's the weekly time frame that we're looking at. And we're looking at this rising trend line that we don't want link to break on the Bitcoin pairing, because that's going to mean that we've lost a very, very long-term bull trend against Bitcoin. Link has been in a bullish trend against Bitcoin. What are we looking for link to not do? We don't want link to take out this low over here, and we don't want it to close a weekly underneath this juncture over here. So this drive down over here was very, very key. We are holding that orange horizontal that we marked on the lower time frames. I think it was the daily or the 12-hour, I'm not sure. So what do we want now? Well, if we want link to start showing strength against Bitcoin, the first thing, I'm just going to move these horizontals around to not make it messy. First thing we want is link to take out this level over here. Okay, close a weekly candle link for me above 8,600 and 200 Satoshi, yeah, 86,000 Satoshi, right? Close a weekly candle above this region over here. That's the first step. Next step, this range over here, the middle of the range, which would be around 10,000 Satoshi. And when I say middle, guys, I'm referring to this area. Okay, this area. So within that, we can go ahead and mark out another zone, but we haven't even broken into this orange box yet. If we break into that orange box, then we can start looking towards those levels. So that's the first step. Okay, first step, big step. Can we retake 86,200 Satoshi? We can do that. Then we can look for link testing this region over here around 10,000 Satoshi, psychological level as well. If we retake that, then we can look towards around 12,000 Satoshi. But until we do that, until we actually retake 86,000 Satoshi, 88,000 Satoshi, call it what you will, there's a good chance, likely a chance, that link actually comes down to retest these levels over here. So hey, keep an eye out for that. We can wrap up quickly with a link USD, if this then that. Let's go back on over here and hide all the this is getting really messy. Go back on over to the 12 up, perhaps not as messy. Again, yeah, we're looking at this wedge over here, right? Rising wedge that could very likely, by the way, I want to point out something to you guys. Let me go ahead and delete all these drawings. This is another reason why pattern should be the second thing that you look at, because even though the pattern over here, right, broke towards the downside, what's important to also keep an eye on, guys, is the trend. And if you mark out the horizontal as well as the low over here, we held it. Yes, we kind of had a trap over here, but the psychology of what's going on over here is really bullish, because we held these lows over here, at least on a candle closing basis, and perhaps on a low too. Let me go ahead and look at the low. The low was around $9.78, and the low over here was $9.76. So we did take out the low and got bought back immediately in continuation. That is a definition of a trap. Okay, that was a hunt. A hunt, not even a trap, a hunt. Okay, liquidity hunt, took out those lows, very tight link traders, probably got wrecked, and boom, continuation towards the upside. So it's really important to look at the holistic picture. This is why, guys, before teaching the Ichimoku module that I know a lot of you guys were very keen on, I went through everything else first. The support and resistance module, the candlestick analysis module, the trend analysis module, and now you guys are seeing in the Ichimoku module why all of that was so important, because the holistic idea is what's key in the Ichimoku. Alright, so that's it for link, guys. Again, we're looking at this trend line, right? We're looking at this range over here. doesn't need to be exact. Initially we were drawing it like this, right? This is how we were drawing it. Now you adjust it like this. It's completely fine to do so, or you could just keep it like this. Either way, right? This bear structure that we broke towards the downside would be negated completely if we break towards the upside. However, if we lose this line over here, it's something to be wary of. Let me go ahead. We lose this line over here and take out this low especially, it's something to be concerned of. And in that case, if we retest this region over here at $12.62 and get a lower low after that, I'll be looking for bad numbers, but hey, we'll talk about that when we get there. For now, the key level to be looking at is this region over here around $11.77. If Link loses that, if we close a daily candle underneath this, I'll be looking for a retest around this region. However, if we start closing daily candles above $13.50, this horizontal over here, let's go ahead and move this here, this one over here, right? Then I'll be looking for a retest of this horizontal over here at around $15.50. After that, that's the middle of the range. We'll be looking towards this zone over here at around $17. So it's if this, then that over here, guys. Like this, like this, like this, like this is the bullish scenario, right? But it could take its time and do something like this. Link has a tendency on the USD chart. So if we start seeing Link start doing well on the Bitcoin pairing, the USD pairing will go sideways depending on what Bitcoin is doing. We've already encountered a scenario like that in the past and we know how that panned out. Okay, so we'll talk about that though when that gets there. This video is already far too long. Stay tuned for the next videos. Every video is educational. Every video builds up on the next one. Don't miss videos. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button. I don't say that often, but hey, you should be doing that anyways if you want to do it the mango way, the stress-free way. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao. Bye.